Yo, what's up guys? You got Pokeaim here. Today we're going to be talking about Hisuian Arcanine in Pokemon Legends Arceus, and we're going to be looking forward towards Gen 9 or whatever game this Pokemon is allowed in the next Pokemon game that has competitive Pokemon. So I just want to, tell you that before we get into the rest of the video that I know Legends Arceus does not have competitive Pokemon, but we will be eventually able to play with this Pokemon in other games. I'm sure of it. So if you guys do enjoy these videos, make sure you let me know by leaving a like. Also, leave a comment on what do you think about Hisuian Arcanine. Do you like it more? Do you like it less? And also, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. I'm on my way to 300K. That's my end of the year goal. I upload Pokemon videos every single day. Hopefully, starting either today or tomorrow, we'll back to multiple Pokemon videos every single day since I just finished a charity event. And let's get right into it. So I think I'm going to put the title as Hisuian Arcanine is a bit of a disappointment. Now, I don't mean that by the way it looks at all. I think it looks incredible. I love it. Like, I actually love its design. However, one of the things that kind of throws me off, or at least makes me sad about it, is its lack of the ability to Rock Head. I feel like it makes a lot of sense, especially because this mon is like plated in rock armor. And I think that as a rock fire type, there are 3 rock fire types right now. There is this Arcanine, there's Recargo, and there's Colossal, and they all do different things, and I feel like Rockhead would have been something to kind of differentiate this Pokemon from the other two, and also make it a Fire Rock offensive threat, because Fire and Rock isn't the greatest offensive or defensive typing. Like, it works because of heavy duty boots specifically, but it's not the greatest offensive or defensive typing, and it's only amplified in its offense when things like Colossal get to +6 in VGC and have weakness policy and have Dynamax. Yes, in that case, yes. When your Pokemon gets bigger, has strong moves with strong secondary effects, and gets +6 speed after being hit with Aqua Jet from Dragapult or something like that. Yeah, or Water Gun from or Surf from Weavile. Yeah, sure, it works. But in most cases, Rock Fire doesn't work offensively. Macargo is not the best Shell Smash user. Though it does have some other fun tools like Memento and Screens as well that it could do. Or at least it could do Mental Screens, has Recover and Stealth Rock, and obviously Colossal can Stealth Rock and Spike. But then let's look at Arcanine. So first off, let's look at abilities that they did end up giving it. Same exact abilities as regular Arcanine. So we have Intimidate, Flash Fire, and Justify. These are all data mined when it came to this Pokemon, and this is just basically what this Pokemon will have. Again, a little bit of a disappointment because while I love Intimidate for Rock Fire, I really do love that, especially because you're gonna be able to resist the U-turns and stuff like that. I would have loved Flame Body over Justified, just because part of the reason you use Flame Body on Heatran in Pokemon BDSP or Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl is because Heatran is the most used, Scizor is the most used Pokemon in the tier, so you use that to punish that. And like simply, if I'm looking at Hisuian Arcanine, I'm looking at the higher tiers, like I'm looking at things like Corviknight and stuff that go for U-turn, to be able to switch in on U-turns and Brave Birds and potentially burn them would have been amazing, I think, for this Pokemon. But that's like something that I think would have helped it out a little bit more defensively. Intimidate's obviously incredible, but Fire and Rock has quite a few weaknesses and quite a few common weaknesses as well that hurt it in that regard. But nonetheless, on offensive, I think Intimidate's great just for a last ditch, something to check something. And I think it also makes, funnily enough, I actually like this Arcanine better as a Choice Scarf user than the original Arcanine. Not to say that I would only use Choice Scarf on this, but I think Choice Scarf actually works specifically because of its speed tier as well as the Intimidate. So if we look at these stats, Arcanine has 90 HP, whereas this Arcanine has 95. Then we have 115 attack versus 110, so a little bit of an attack boost. The defenses are the same, 95 special attack versus 100, and then 90 speed versus 95. Again, would have loved for it to retain that speed because it's regular speed tier, because that regular speed tier is faster than a very key Pokemon being Landorus. I don't know. It was just something that could have been a little bit better. I do like the fact that it's still faster than Excadrill, so it's like it's the fastest, obviously, Fire Rock that we have, and it threatens some key Pokemon too. And with Intimidate, it can still eat hits from like Rillaboom and stuff like Grassy Glide, regardless of it being neutral versus resisted before. So again, I think that Heavy Duty Boots is going to be a big thing for more offensive sets. Let's actually look at its move pool as well. So in this game itself, its Hisuian move pool really gives it not too much. We have Raging Fury, which is the fire type version of Outrage, but it also has access to Flare Blitz. And again, I really feel like Flare Blitz plus Head Smash would have been insane, obviously. I mean, obviously it would have been insane. You guys know. and that's like the best case scenario for this Pokemon. But yeah, I really, really, really wanted it to differentiate itself from Arcanine because defensively, I rather use regular Arcanine. 2 times weak to water, so it can actually, if it's special defensive, can shrug off some Scalds, whereas this guy, you know, I've beaten Vaporeon in lower tiers with special defensive Arcanine via Toxic plus Morning Sun. And obviously the whole teleport thing too, that Arcanine can do differently, whereas Hisuian Arcanine, I don't think we'll be able to ever teleport, just because that came from, if I'm not mistaken, from Growlithe and Arcanine in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, and because there is a Hisuian Growlithe, I don't think that's something that they end up keeping. But we do have Raging Fury, so if you guys want to use like an Outrage version of a fire move, it will be stronger. There's no way it's going to stay 90 base power. It will be stronger. Outrage 120, this is the same exact description as Outrage. It will be stronger in the future games, assuming it stays. But of course we have Flare Blitz, which is amazing. Like that's like Arcanine's key move to do damage and recoil. And coming off that base 115 attack, like that slight difference does make a difference. That slight difference does make a difference. So we have Stone Edge as well, which we'll look at. We do see Rock Slide here, so maybe some VGC shenanigans if you guys want to use that sort of thing with Intimidate plus VGC, or with Intimidate plus Rock Slide, which is VGC. And then in terms of other things this Arcanine has, at least at these move tutors, again, Bulldoze is something I can see for VGC as well. But the big ones are Stone Edge, so we get Stone Edge over Rock Slide, which is great for obviously standard OU. And then we have Wild Charge as well. So we do have a few moves. We have Stone Edge, Flare Blitz, and Wild Charge. Now, this is just good in itself, right? This is very good in itself. Rock and Fire hit a lot, right? It's good offensive coverage. It's not the best offensive typing, but off of base 115, it should be okay, especially with a choice band, especially in lower tiers. Like, I don't think this thing will be a higher tier Pokemon, but I think it has potential in the higher tiers in itself. But yeah, Stone Edge, Flare Blitz, and Wild Charge are the key ones. Obviously, Stone Edge for the most part, you're going to be going for that versus Waters anyway, but you have the Wild Charge to knock out things like Pelipper with Drizzle and stuff like that too. And also, it's just, no, it's good versus the water. They definitely need to give Wild Charge a buff too, by the way. It needs to be like 120. I'm sorry, but it makes no sense that this recoil move is here. And like, sure, it's less recoil, but just make it more recoil. Give it the chance to para and buff it to 120. I'm tired of this. Like, Electivire is struggling and crying out here, and he needs your help. But other options, obviously, you know, Starro for doubles. I think the Iron Head, Iron Tail one is pretty cool too, especially if when I look at this Pokemon, I think of, like, again, when I look at lower tiers and I think of Pokemon like I said, of Stealth Rock, and we'll get into that in a second, and I think of Pokemon that can check fire type attacks. I think of Pokemon like Diancie. I definitely use lower tier regular Diancie a ton of times, and I like the idea of being able to knock it out with an Iron Head, you know, 4 times super effective damage. That's like the main target I feel like you hit that with. Besides that, you're going to be Flare Blitzing, Stone Edging, and Wild Charge. And that's to say, like, Diancie physically defensive definitely takes 2 Stone Edges, but it doesn't take a Stone Edge to Iron Head. So that's something for sure. And the speed tier faster than like things like Adamant Flygon, and again, we're looking at lower tiers because I think it has, like, this coverage for this speed can be used in OU. Don't get me wrong, but there's no way it's going to be a staple in the OU tier. There's no way it's going to be a staple, but being able to resist Clef's Moonblast and threaten him back with Stone Edge and Flare Blitz respectively. Choice Band sets, if you just look at the standard OU tier, like, Choice Band sets look strong, right? Because these is, like I said, this is good coverage. And the Wild Charge to round it out for something like Pelipper if you don't want to miss Stone Edge. Just, if you're banded Stone Edge, you're going to be knocking out Pelipper too. But Wild Charge doesn't let you miss. And then your last moves here, I don't know if, like I said, if it's going to get access to Extreme Speed or Teleport. For defensive sets, if you did use this, I mean, I would use other defensive. Yeah, I would use other ones personally, but I would use regular Arcanine for defensively. But yeah, I don't know if it gets that. I don't know if it's gonna get close combat either. I would love for it to get close combat, but at the same time, like, obviously being able to knock out Tyranitar in one hit, obviously being able to smash Heatran too, because that base 115. Let's look at the difference between base 115 and base 110. So let's look at Choice Band Arcanine, which I'm assuming this is, nope. Let's just give it close combat, and let's give it +1 for the Choice Band. Let's just go to max HP Heatran. So max HP Heatran, as you can see right there, 86 to 101. But then when you go to 115, 88 to 104, one of them KOs with Stealth Rock guaranteed, the other one doesn't. Now, it's not the most significant jump, but a kill versus not a kill is pretty big. And then if you look at, and that's Choice Band boosted, right? And then if you look at obviously Adamant as well, you know, you have the 94 to 1 whatever. and then 96.8 to 114. So a kill versus not a kill is definitely an important thing. I think that will come into play when it comes to this Pokemon, but it's still super hard to justify it over this guy in itself. I just think overall, though, it has better. While regular Arcanine has obviously close combat, extreme speed, wild charge, and flare blitz, like just having stab on your Stone Edges, I think is really better because like it's really nice for this mon. But we'll see if it does get close combat, that'd be awesome. Otherwise, Stone Edge is going to 2-hit KO, especially Life Orb Abandoned. You're going to 2-hit KO Heatran. You're going to 2-hit KO Tyranitar. You're going to 2-hit KO most bulky waters with that, which I think is really big as well. And like a few things, maybe play rough as a secondary move if it doesn't get like extreme speed. Like I said, play rough something for Dragon, something basically for like Garchomp. Coming in, and we could run that calc as well, just see how much that ends up doing. Of course, if it gets E-Speed, you put that here, but let's just see offensive Garchomp. Player up does 86 to 101. I mean, from base 115 attack, that's actually very easy to justify, right? Like from a base 115 attack, that's very, very easy to justify. On regular Arcanine, you want Flare Blitz, you want Wild Charge, you want Close Combat, you want the priority and extreme speed. So that would be more prediction based, and that's not to say, oh my god, look how much Flare Blitz does. Like, let's get rid of the leftovers on this guy. I did not. All I did was move it. Let's give it ICMZ. Like, look how much Flares is doing. Alright, with Stealth Rock. Let's get the Stealth Rock up on both sides, just because. Let's be fair. Yeah, that's a 53% chance to a KO. So obviously the mon's faster than you, but I'm just saying, like, this mon can do just a little bit more damage than regular Arcanine. So that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool in that regard. Main hopes I have for it, I think Stealth Rock would be a big one. The other rock plus fire, your fire rock, your rock fire, and your fire rock. So actually we only have one fire rock. We have a rock fire. My apologies. But the other rock plus fire typings, they have access to Stealth Rock. I think that'd be pretty big to differentiate besides like Arcanine, because like you could always do like offensive Stealth Rocking. So it would be like offensive Stealth Rock or lead Stealth Rock or anything like that. And like I said, I really do like Intimidate on this month. And the reason I like Intimidate on this month is because, excuse me, not Intimidate. I really do like Choice Scarf on this month. And part of the reason I really do like Choice Scarf on this month is because of Intimidate. So you're able to check things like Dragonite at +1 and stuff like that. And I'm not saying this would be the set, but this might even be the set, to be honest. But because you have Stab, Stone Edge, and Dragonite isn't a Pokemon that can always, let's put Rock typing here as well, just to put it, and let's put Stone Edge here. So this is how we look at the actual damage we'll be doing. Well, let's look at Dragonite. Yep. So this is Stone Edge, it's +1. Let's get rid of the +1 real quick. Let's make you Jolly as well. Why is Multiscale? Is Multiscale not intact? That's Multiscale? Oh, Stealth Rock, excuse me. About to say what? So, you're doing 48 to 57% at neutral to Dragonite, which I think is actually pretty good. And if you actually look at your Choice Band set, which we can do right now, and if we go at 72 to 85, which is awesome. And then that just means that, like, if we, let's just say Dragonite is at 99%. If Dragonite is at 99%, you do 97 to 115% with your Jolly Stone Edge. So that actually makes it a decent revenge killer, because this can revenge kill Pokemon like Dragonite 80% of the time. This can revenge kill Pokemon like Gyarados, right? So it has, I think this is something that Arcanine can't do as well, because Arcanine doesn't want to be Choice Scarf most of the time. I've used Choice Scarf Arcanine in Draft League, but it doesn't really want to be a Choice Scarf mon most of the time. It wants to be Bandit, it wants to be Life Orb, it wants to be defensive with Teleport, it wants to be Will-O-Wisp type of things. It wants to hit you at extreme speed and be annoying in that regard. So I definitely think this is something that we could see on it. Obviously not this move will be Flare Blitz with Stone Edge. And I guess we'll see. Let's see Latios. Let's see a Latios. So Stone Edge is 60 to 71%. Yeah, I just think having that secondary stab on a potential choice mon is pretty cool. So I already had player up there, what I'm saying. So 71 to 85. And I think another big thing about it is that, which makes it pretty cool, is the ability to obviously knock out defensive Tornadus. Like max HP Tornadus, 99 to 117. So I like that. I like that a lot. I think I like that a lot. You're faster than Scarf, Extra Joe, and Jolly as well. You can run Adamant too, but you're 90 base speed, so the Adamant, I don't like that tier as much because you're slower than Jolly, Dragonite, and other things. But yeah, so I actually like its ability to not only catch things off guard, but actually pick up KOs on pretty key Pokemon. Kartana being another one. So, and that's something that regular Arcanine can't really do, because it doesn't have the secondary stab to make it worth using it and clicking anything over Flare Blitz, right? So this mon can do something like that. So I like that a lot. But yeah, guys, what are you guys' thoughts on Hisuian Arcanine? I really think they dropped the ball by not giving it Head Smash plus Rockhead. I feel like Rockhead made a lot of sense. Also, I think there's just one Arcanine in the game that looks so cool. It looks so cool. Like, I wish that was its skin rebrand, but this one still looks fire in my opinion too. But yeah, let me know down below, what do you guys think? Do you think this will be a buff for Arcanine? Because it's not gonna have any of these. It's not gonna have a lot of these moves again, because it's not getting it from. Oh, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Maybe I can still get Extreme Speed, because I think that Quillfish, even though we have a Hisuian Quillfish with regular Quillfish, I think that Quillfish can still have access to Thunder Wave and things like that, just like regular Quillfish can. But I think that's a different thing than being able to teleport, because I feel like teleport just came specifically from Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. But who knows? Who ends up knowing? I do think close combat is for sure a possibility as well. But yeah, let me know down below. Feel free to leave a like, subscribe. I look forward to hearing your thoughts, and I'll see you guys in another video later. Peace.